to be a community and not just me up here talking to you about things. So I'd rather us interact. So does anyone want to start? I know, so Nicola and Tabitha are both, like I said, they're already coaches and they know their stuff. So can we start with somebody new or somebody that's willing to step up first? You can raise your hand. Okay, the teacher, I love it.
Okay. Since we do not have the containers yet, how should we portion our food?
That's a great question. So do you have your pack? Do you know if it's been shipped or are you, yeah, that's right. You just ordered very recently, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, really, there's a cheat sheet that I can give you that will help you because, like, for example, the red container is 3/4 of a cup. The purple container, and I'll
have to write it down. We'll send it.
Yeah, you don't have to write it down. Don't worry about it. I'll drop it in the group. But there's the equivalents, all the standard measurements are, I can give you a little cheat sheet and you can use that for now. But once you get the containers, I think it's easier in terms of checking off, like, oh, I need to have 3 reds. It's easier if you actually use the containers for measuring out, just for tracking and things like that. But yeah, there's an easy way that you just, if you want to get started, that we can definitely get you started by just using measuring cups.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So do you want to say where you're at? You just started, right? Just started?
Yeah.
So you're going to be using Ultimate Portion Fix, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to also want to make sure that you're in the nutrition group. It's called BadAss Ultimate Portion Fix.
Yes.
And hopefully Nicola's probably got you plugged in there already. So, you know, don't overwhelm yourself. Just locate the videos that go with Ultimate Portion Fix, which is under the nutrition tab in your Beachbody On Demand. And then there's a pacing guide. You probably know all about pacing guides. There's a pacing guide to go through the videos and really take time to take the information in and digest it. And don't feel like you have to be perfect with it, because I find that when people try that approach, they end up throwing in the towel and say, this doesn't work. This is too much for me to do. So even if, like I know Nicola always reinforces, please just like take a little bit, even just one new habit a week, and checking in with the group will help a lot. And know that there will be setbacks and there will be some struggle getting through. But once you get through all of the videos and really dive into it, it just becomes a lifestyle. And it's a lot easier to stay on track because you won't view it as a diet as we move forward.
Okay.
So cool. Thank you. Anyone else want to share where they're at?
Yeah, I guess I will.
Okay, cool.
So I'm loosely doing the 2D mindset, and then I'm a lifelong, Weight Watchers. So okay. I'm kind of doing both right now, but I think with the 2D, I love the veggies most. So I've really been focusing on that. And I mostly eat vegan also. So, I mean, okay. That's kind of easy for me, but it's also easy to be lazy too.
Yes. Yes. Do you still attend Weight Watchers meetings, or how does that work? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I just do it online. The meetings have never been my thing, so yeah, I just do it online. I think I like tracking and just keeping, accountability that way. It just works for me. But yeah, I've just been stale, or just been stagnant on it as far as like weight loss. I just this past year, I hit menopause, so I've been struggling with that.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, Cindy, because they're in my upline. Nicola and I are actually on different teams, and we just work so well together. So we just do things together. But she has an amazing upline, really massive team, and I have an amazing one too. That's really massive. So in there, that's been a big conversation among premenopausal, menopausal women, that they're really struggling to push past plateaus. Like they're digging into their workouts, they're following nutrition, and they're just not getting the results. that they were looking for. And so I will keep you posted on that thread. It's in, our private team page, but I can keep you posted on there of just some, things they're brainstorming. And, one of the coaches said, just help me out because I'm not there yet. I'm not menopausal yet. So can you help me with one of my clients? And so everyone's just kind of chiming in of what to do, but I'll keep you posted on what some of those strategies look like, because that's frustrating. That's really frustrating.
It is really frustrating. Yeah.
Are you tracking right now?
I am. Yeah. Yeah. And I did gain some weight, over the whole quarantine. So
Yeah.
When I started MBF, I did actually take off some, but now I'm just, gaining and losing the same 2 pounds. So.
Right. I hear you. Are you in, and I'm assuming you're in Nicola's group, the 2B group?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
The 2B Facebook group. So something that might be helpful to you, because it sounds like 2B might be really working for you. That could work for you. Maybe not saying like ditch Weight Watchers, because like we talk about, there's lots of programs that work, right? And take from there what you want. But I think if you're going to do 2B, I would maybe go back through the videos. Do you have access to all the videos? Perfect.
I do, yeah.
I just went through UPF for the 3rd time, and there's still things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, or I was screwing that up, so don't think that you can't get more out of it. And I find when I'm viewing those videos, it really is just a great refresher, because you forget some of it, and when you fall off track, then it just gets further and further away from you. So maybe going back through the videos might help you to stay on track a little bit better.
Okay, thanks.
I hope that helps. Did you have more questions or something else that you wanted to celebrate?
No, I just love the, I'm loving the MBF right now. I'm really feeling like I'm getting back into shape. So yeah, I love it.
I love it too. I think she's just adorable. She's like my favorite. I just like her energy. She's super positive and really, I think, makes the program accessible for anyone. And I gotta tell you, doing it on Zoom makes it super fun. I think that, seeing all the members, I feel like I'm there with them, I'm enjoying it as well. Awesome, Cindy.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Sarah, did you want to say something? No pressure. You can just put your hand up and say no thanks, lady. Or Nolan, did you want to say something? You can unmute yourself if you'd like to. I'm trying to see who else is on here. I don't see more people.
I think Sarah unmuted.
Oh, she did. Okay, cool.
I'll go. So I'm doing the ultimate control, and I've done now I'm trying to think of the name of it. The exercise.
MBF?
Yes. I've done the real time twice, and I just finished the extreme one and started it over again this morning.
Okay. So 21-day fix. Are you talking about 21-day fix?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I threw you. I guess everyone's been on the NBF train. That's like
I know.
The acronym I've been saying. I apologize. So yes, 21-day fix. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've done really good. I've lost 10 pounds in 2 months, so I think that's pretty good.
Oh yeah. No, that's really excellent. That's amazing. Good for you. 10 pounds. How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm really starting to notice my legs and my arms and my face, even though I hate seeing myself on the video, but I'm just really starting to notice all the changes, and I just feel so much better.
That's awesome. And that right there can be motivation, right? Like,
yep.
Getting that first 10 off and you're just like, boom, right? I'm ready to rock and roll. Are you tracking? You lost 10 pounds, so you're doing something right with nutrition, because we know that nutrition is a lot of it.
Right. I'm just really using my containers for everything and just trying to make sure I get all of what I'm supposed to be getting.
That's awesome. Are you using the tracker, or how do you track what's working for you, Sarah?
I haven't been tracking like I should,
That's okay.
to be honest.
Yeah, totally fine.
But I'm also a teacher, and so it's been a crazy life. And
Mhm.
yeah, so the tracking's kind of fell back, but I think, I do just kind of make little marks as I do my containers, but I haven't done much more tracking than that.
Okay. And if, like I always tell people, if you really want to, if you're finding that you're at a plateau or you're stuck and you're not really, if you want to lose more weight and you're kind of stuck at, that same plus, plus 2 pounds, minus 2 pounds, I think like Cindy was talking about, it always goes back to, I tell people, I mean, we all promote, all of the coaches, that tracking is gonna help you with that. I know for me, as soon as I stop tracking, I sort of sit at the same place. I mean, I don't gain massive amounts of weight or anything, but if I really want to hone in on results, writing it down keeps me accountable. And I know Nicola's she's been rocking her tracker, really digging in with the Ultimate Portion Fix. And maybe in our group, hopefully you're in our BadAss Ultimate Portion Fix group. We'll make sure you're in there if you're not already, but I should be posting more when I use my tracker, which should be more consistently. And so maybe Nicola, we can maybe put a spot in there where we can maybe have a daily tracker or something if people want to drop their trackers in there. But just finding a way to track that works for you. Some people find the app super helpful. Some people like the little notebook, like Nicola, you have the little logbook, right? She's got the logbook. So there's lots of different ways to do it. I mean, I've seen some challengers do it on spreadsheets and they check it off because they're on their computer during the day. So it's an easy way for them. And, for me, I've gotten kind of lazy because I eat a lot of the same things. Like I'm super lame. It's like, I eat the same pre-workout. I eat the hard boiled, I'm boring. So sometimes that could get, I mean, it's good, but then I also can get a little sloppy sometimes. Because all of a sudden little things like kids' goldfish sitting there, I'm all of a sudden picking those up. It's like, no, wait, if I have to write that down, that might change whether or not I'm just mindlessly picking up stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it all comes back to tracking. And I know it's a pain sometimes, but I think if you just try to start a routine with it and make it really simple for you and building that habit, that it won't feel like so annoying, because I know it can be annoying because I do the same thing. I do it and then I stop. So yeah, just that consistency with tracking. So thank you for sharing that, because I can tell you every person, we all struggle with tracking. Like all of us. I don't think there's anybody here who's gonna be like, yeah, I'm perfect at tracking. Nope. Because if they say that, they're lying. They're lying. So did anyone else want to say how they're feeling, what they're doing, what's working? Coaches, if you want to share a tip, anything, share with us.
Just for tracking, it's finding what works for you. Because like Mary Beth said, there's so many different ways, but Rhonda, one of our girls who's really consistent with 2B Mindset, she just has she's all about her planner. So she has her planner, she has a section in there where she just writes it down. And if anything that goes in your mouth goes on the paper, and that's, and it really depends. Like most of us, when we get comfortable in a good way with where we are and we're working out, we know what we're doing. So we stop writing it down, and all of a sudden it's like, why am I not hitting that next goal? Oh, because I'm not writing it down anymore. So everything. But yeah, anything sitting on the counter is a distraction. Put it away. And if you've got kids from like 6 months old to still in the house, someone's going to leave something on the counter that you shouldn't be snacking on. So it's inevitable. So put it away.
Absolutely. And even I remember I did this a while back. I haven't done it recently, but I should pull that sheet out. But I had like a menu of non-food activities. So it was like, phone a friend, like go for a walk, you know, because I'm a very emotional eater. Like even still now, I mean, I'm working on it and I have improved, but it's still a struggle for me to like untie that emotional thing I have with food. Like happy, sad, excited. I love food. I go to food, and that I feel like I want to take the attention away from my dang kitchen. Like we have an open floor plan, which is really nice. It's beautiful, and I love that. But I also hate it because the kitchen is always in my, you know, our main living space is all one big open thing, and it's just there, you know. And I feel like I just want to like shut the kitchen down sometimes. Like it's closed. We're not going back in after 6 o'clock. Like we've eaten dinner, you know, get out. So I having that options of things that are healthier, you know, or if I'm really am legit hungry, like having all those options on hand can help as well. So yeah, it's an ongoing struggle, that's for sure. But leaning into the community is really helpful as well, and just sharing, because we're not alone. We're all in this together. We all have our struggles for sure.
And some of the biggest struggle times are those traditions, like Friday night we have pizza. So I have adjusted. I still make pizza, but I make it a thinner crust now, and I have like 1 or 2 little pieces, and then I make a cauliflower. I used to make a cauliflower crust, and it was just such a pain. So now I do like chopped. Like Ilana's got a ton of recipes that are pieces of cauliflower. You roast them and you put seasoning on, and then you put cheese on, like, because that's fine. It's fine to have some accessories or some your blue or your orange or whatever from UPF and make it a meal. And UPF, if you have more vegetables than the plan calls for, that's totally fine. It just depends what you put on them. So I have cauliflower base for a pizza. Like there's so many options you can have and still enjoy these traditions. You can still have your glass of wine or whatever, but you can make it a little differently. You can have a smaller glass. You can have just one glass. It's adjusting things so it fits in the plan and you don't feel like you're missing out on everything. Like, oh, I'm just having plain green salad. Don't have plain green salad. Add some stuff into it. Make it fun. And every other part of the weekend. And eating out, almost any place you go to, you can replace your carb with extra veggies. Like they're totally cool with that. Just and plan for it. Plan your day around it. Like that would be a backwards planning day for Portion Fix, where you go look at the menu for the restaurant where you're going and you plan out your meal, and then you reverse engineer your day to get your containers in. So you're not, sitting at dinner, you're like, oh, I've got like an orange and a green left. I can have a salad. So you plan that way. So you don't, once you start feeling like you're missing out on life because you're following a diet, it's all downhill. It's this like, make a plan to make this work with your life, and it's so much more fun and so much more doable and so much more long-term doable as well. And you're muted, Mary Beth.
I was going to add on to you, Nicola, that that exactly. I love the idea of what you said with the reverse planning, because I think dinners are probably most of our struggles, especially if you have a family. Because for me, I am not making a separate meal for my kids. So I need to plan out what I know that I can make that they'll be happy with, and that will fit into my containers. And then I can figure out the rest of the day how I'm going to do that. So I think that is definitely, when you're first getting started, one of the easiest ways to kind of figure out the meals. Because like Nicola said, if you do it the other way, you could end up having some weird oddball containers left, and your dinner might be kind of non-traditional. So
Sam just asked in the chat about following a meal plan and where does Shakeology fit in. And it's some days you have to plan it. Like I would always have it for breakfast. So you change up the plan. You don't have to follow a plan that's laid out perfectly. So if you want it for breakfast, you have it for breakfast. And sometimes you need more than just your shake for breakfast, depending on what you need to fill you up. And you'll figure that out by tracking. Or part of your lunch or afternoon snack. And it really depends on your day. But if you don't plan it, you can get to dinner and you're like, forgot to have my shake. Like vacation, when my schedule's off, I'll be like, darn it, I forgot my shake. I'll sometimes have it for dessert. Like I'll blend it with a bit of fruit or ice and just make it super thick and eat it with a spoon, which I often do. There's some smoothie bowl recipes we should put in there, and it's a fabulous snack. It's fabulous at any of those spots of the day. But you do need to schedule your shake in if you're drinking Shakeology, because otherwise you can be like, darn it, I forgot it again. And yeah.
And the thing is, drinking it consistently, I would say usually takes about 10 to 14 days of drinking it every day to really feel the benefits. So I have, I have some clients who will say, oh, well, I really like it. It's really good. I just keep forgetting to drink it. So I have it like twice a week. And I'm like, that's totally fine. But the way you're going to feel the difference and the benefits and the digestion, like guys, my 80-year-old parents drink it. My mom's like, I never had problems with pooping. This is wonderful. They're from New York. So this is how, they're so excited. They are like, okay, this works. Like this actually works. So it is great. Like, I think when you drink it consistently, especially, and you can change it up. So in terms, I know you're going to be following UPF, Stan. Is that correct? You're going to be following UPF. So in terms of container count, the Shakeology itself counts for 1 red container, which is your protein. And then whatever you add to it, you need to make sure that you count that as well. So so for example, if you put, let's say riced cauliflower, because a lot of us use that to sort of make it a little bit thicker, rice, iced, whatever, rice, frozen cauliflower. It's an easy way to get a green in, and it blends up really nicely as long as you have a decent blender. And that would, so if you put a green container of rice cauliflower, right, the cauliflower rice in your shake, you need to count that green container. And if you add, for example, unsweetened almond milk, I think 8 ounces counts as a yellow. Is that correct?
A teaspoon.
Oh, it is a teaspoon? I feel like she's changed it a few times. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
they changed it.
Teaspoon. So when you get all your information, like when you get your nutrition guide and you go through the videos, you'll start to learn what counts as what. But just remember that whatever you add to the shake, if you add, a half of the purple container, like blueberries to your shake, which is really good. I love that. If you add a purple, if you use half, then you just count half purple. So that's why the tracking really helps, so that, if you're using a half container or whatever, but the Shakeology by itself counts as 1 red container for UPF. So, and you'll learn that as you go through all the videos and stuff. You'll get that all figured out. Anyone else? All right, well, this was great. See, guys, this is the format that I love, because it's just people having a conversation and learning from each other. We all have something to bring to this table. And we all have, things that we're great at and that we can share with other people. So don't ever think that what you have to say or what you want to share is not important, because it is, because everybody in here, we all have our struggles. Coaches are not perfect. In fact, we're not even close, but we are willing to work through this and willing to, link arms and work together so that we can all reach our goals. It's not a competition. You do this for you. That's really what I want to drive home. Do this for you. And celebrate the small wins, because there's going to be some great wins along the way, and then there's going to be some crappy days. But don't really focus on not giving up. and just keep pushing through so that this lifestyle just becomes a part of who you are. And your family will still love you. They still will love you, right? We won't drive our families crazy. The way that these programs work, guys, it's a lifestyle. It's for sure a lifestyle. So we can all still have fun with food and enjoy ourselves, but also know that, you know, there's times where we need to reel it in and be realistic about, okay, if I want to hit these goals, I need to do the work. So, and it does, it takes work. Anyone who tells you this is easy I mean, there just is no magic pill. It's all work and effort until it becomes effortless, I think.
Right. It doesn't, once workouts become regular every day, it's not as much work. You know, you still have to do it. It's not like we just do it on, like sometimes I do it on autopilot, but that's because I've been doing it almost every day for 10 years, right? It becomes habit. It's just like you get up and you brush your teeth. But I never forget to brush my teeth. I never forget to work out. I never forget to make veggies a priority because it's all habit now. But you have to work to make it a habit.
Absolutely. And just a great book if you ever want to take a look at it. It's called The Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I love this book. I mean, my husband and I have listened to it twice on audio, and I've read it, and I've always struggled with making habits. I've always been kind of a free spirit and, oh, it's fine. I'll just, you know, kind of loosey-goosey about stuff. And, you know, and I thought that if it would change who I was if I developed habits, you know, like I wouldn't be like spontaneous, or I wouldn't be the fun one, you know, like I would lose out on that. But the truth is, when you develop habits, they just become so automatic that you don't even have to think about it, that you actually have more mental space for the things that you want to focus on. Like you just have more mental freedom, I think, when things just become a habit. It's not torture, and it's sustainable. You know, and it's not natural for me, but I work at it every day, and I'm improving every day. So that's all we can focus on. Let's all make progress and not strive for perfection.
You got it.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. And let us know when we do these every Tuesday. Nicola will, well, she's always the host because now she's got the Zoom link, but we alternate weeks. But always don't be afraid to drop your questions or comments in the group and just say like, hey, can we cover this? Or I don't know what the heck is going on with this. And we can maybe answer your question right in the thread, or we can say, you know what, this is a big enough topic that we can talk about it on the nutrition call. So
we can pull up more stuff to share too if we have advanced planning.
Right. Because we'd rather what we talk about be relevant to what is going on with you, not just us, you know, regurgitating information about the program. Let's talk about how we can make this work.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Have a fabulous Tuesday. I just took I might go back and take it from the video because
oh, that's right, because
we're all on, although we never got Lynn's picture on here.
Okay, that's all good. It's all good.
She's calling in. She's at work, so she was never going to join from video.
And you recorded, Nicola, right?
I did.
All right, awesome.
Okay, everyone smile quickly. I'll do one picture here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. Oh, hold on. I have to do it again. I'll just take 5. Okay. I wonder why I have so many pictures on my computer. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
All right, you guys are awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.